Good morning, children. So let us continue with what we were doing in the last lecture. Well, now we are going to study dead velocity, expression for current, and then we'll prove Ohm's law. So what is dead velocity? Dead velocity is average velocity of electron in a conductor when it is connected across a battery. In the last class we studied electron model of conductor. There we studied that average velocity of electron is zero in a conductor when conductor is not connected across any source. So in absence of source, in absence of battery, average velocity of electron is zero. But when battery is connected, electrons move with certain constant velocity towards positive plate, and that constant velocity is called their dead velocity. This is the diagram of a conductor connected across a battery. The potential difference across the terminals of the battery is V. This is positive electrode connected this side, and this is negative electrode. So what happens because of this positive end and negative end? There is an electric field which is set up in the wire from left to right, and that electric field is constant, and this constant value of electric field is potential difference across the ends upon length of the conductor. And you know, every charge in any electric field always experiences force. If it is positive charge, it moves along electric field, and if it is negative charge, it moves against electric field. So electrons, being the free charge carriers, they move towards this positive plate. They move in the direction opposite of the electric field, and the velocity with which they move is called, of course, dead velocity. Well, the force acting over every electron is going to be what? The charge of electron into electric field, and we all know that F is equal to ma. Therefore, acceleration of every charge particle, every electron is what? E by m. So in absence of battery, what about this acceleration? Zero. But once the battery is connected, each and every electron is accelerated with this acceleration towards positive plate. But you know, at the same time, electrons keep colliding, the collision continue. Well, and the random and haphazard motion, that also continues. The electrons, you know, move randomly and haphazardly in all directions with all possible velocities. If use the velocity along this free mean path initially, and v is the final velocity, and t is the time taken to move along this free path with acceleration a, then final velocity v is going to be u plus at. As electron move along free path, after every free path it undergoes a collision. And what happens after collision? It restarts its motion with velocity u. Again it travels certain distance, certain straight path, and it undergoes collision. Again it starts moving, collides. It again moves and collides. The movement and the collision continue. Well, since the motion is accelerated, this is the equation of motion for electron for its motion along various free paths. Well, along one free path, say final velocity is v1, initial velocity is u1, a times tau 1. Along another free path, initial velocity is u2, then final velocity is going to be what? v2 is equal to u2 plus 8t2, and so on. This is the initial velocity along nth free mean path. This is the final velocity. We are again applying the same formula for equation of motion in one dimension. But these are the final velocities, these are initial velocities, these are the time between two consecutive collisions, and acceleration a. If we add all these formulas, all these expressions, what do we get? v1 plus v2 up to vn, u1 plus u2 up to un, and a comes out common, t1 plus t2 up to tn. If we divide these sum of final velocities with number, what do we get? Final velocity, average velocity. That is what is called as dead velocity. Well, u1 plus u2 plus u3 up to un divided by n is what? Average velocity when battery is not connected, and we know that average velocity is what? 0. T1, T2, T and so on up to Tn divided by n. N is the number of collisions, and of course electron. T1 plus T2 and so on up to Tn divided by n is called relaxation time. Very, very important. This is called relaxation time, and this relaxation time itself is defined as average time between two consecutive collisions. And very logically, this relaxation time is inversely proportional to temperature. Why? Well, relaxation time is average time between two collisions, and if the temperature of the conductor increases, what happens? The electrons start moving more vigorously. So the time between two consecutive collisions is reduced. Now, if equation number 2, both the sides are divided by n, we get the expression like this. And this term, if we use these set of equations here, this term is nothing but the net velocity. This term is 0, and this term T1 plus T2 up to Tn upon n is what? Tau, the relaxation time. And the value of A is substituted here, we get the formula for net velocity. This is the formula for net velocity, which is E upon m times tau, or we can write it as E tau by m. This E tau by m is called mobility of electron. So we can rewrite this formula as mu times E. If we substitute the value of E as V by L, we can write the formula like this. Or if we substitute the value of even mu, E tau V upon ml. This is the formula for net velocity. These are various forms of the same formula, that is net velocity of electron in a conductor. This net velocity is not very high. Current flows through a conductor with the speed of light, but this net velocity of electron is very small, very, very small. It is of the order of centimeters per second. Now, expression for current. So, expression for current. Well, why is there current in a conductor when battery is connected? It is simply because the electron in conductor move with certain non-zero velocity, which is called their net velocity. As electron move, charges move, and when charges move, there is electric current. When battery is not connected, average velocity is 0, there is no net transfer of electron, current is not there. So the expression of current, the current is exclusively because of the non-zero value of net velocity, which is when battery is connected. This is the diagram of a conductor, and these are electrons uniformly distributed throughout the conductor. N is electron density, that is number of electrons per volume. E is the charge by electron, E is cross-section area, and Vd is the net velocity. Since the electrons are uniformly distributed, let us observe the motion of these electrons. Remember, all these electrons are moving towards left with velocity v, which is fixed. So for time t, if we observe the motion of these electrons, after time t, these electrons will be found here. That means they will travel a distance vd into t. As these electrons travel here, all the electrons lying in this shaded volume would pass through this cross-section area. The situation is exactly similar to the situation when you are standing at 10th place in a line from exit. So when you move out of the exit, what will happen? That is possible only when all 9 standing before you moves across. Likewise, if these electrons come here, well, that would be possible only when all the electrons lying in this shaded volume would move across this particular cross section. So how many electrons lie in this shaded volume? If n number of electrons lie in this shaded volume, then how much charge flows through the conductor in time t? Well, Q upon T. Q is the charge flowing in time t, and Q is equal to Ne by T. What is N? N is the number of electrons in this shaded volume. And how do we find out that? See, this shaded volume has value cross-section area into length, that is A Vd into T. So through unit volume, number of electron is how much? Number of electron is equal to n. In unit volume, the number of electron is n. So in this shaded volume, which is A Vd into T, the number of electrons will be how much? The number of electrons will be what? N A Vd into T. So this is what is it? N is equal to number of electrons in the shaded volume is A net velocity T into n. You substitute this value here, T cancels out, we get the formula of N. See, if you want to remember this formula, just remember the word Nivea. All of you are familiar with the word Nivea. Nivea cream. What is the spelling of Nivea? Nivea. See, all the alphabets are here. Nivea. So in the word Nivea, just take out I and keep all other term on the other side, and you will get the expression for current. Just remember this, I am telling you. So I is equal to NEAVD. Well, as far as proof of Ohm's law is concerned, that is just two-step proof. We know that NEAVD is what? I, and VD is E tau by M V by L. And if we substitute the value of VD here, what do we get? NEAVD, we write this value is equal to I. Now what is V? Leaving V this side, we transfer all the terms onto the other side. Leaving V this side, we transfer all the terms onto the other side. And MLI, see this is MLI, N E square A tau V. N E square A tau and V is here. So leaving V, rest all terms are transferred to the other side. But they have been transferred very systematically. Well, when temperature is constant, tau is constant, that is relaxation time. Rest all terms are already constant. They do not depend upon temperature. That means all these terms which are there, they are constant at a given temperature. That means V is directly proportional to I. This is constant, so V is equal to some constant times I. Therefore, V is directly proportional to I. This is what is the proof of Ohm's law. Just two-step proof. Go ahead, erase demonstratum. V versus I graph is a straight line graph, and the slope of this straight line is what? R. There are some very useful expressions which you can write down. See, this term is R. This term written here is nothing but R. So what is this R? M upon N E square tau L upon A. R is rho L upon A. So what is this quantity? Rho. Rho means specific resistance or resistivity. This is formula for specific resistance or resistivity. And you can see that specific resistance depends upon what? Relaxation time inversely. And relaxation time depends upon temperature inversely. That means rho is going to be directly proportional to temperature. So while the resistance of the conductor increases with temperature, the logic is here. Resistance of the conductor increases with rise of temperature because of the reason that resistivity is directly proportional to temperature. As the temperature rises, resistivity rises, subsequently resistance rises for a conductor. Reciprocal of resistance is conductance, or reciprocal of resistivity is what? Conductivity. You can write down the expression for conductivity also, which is N E square tau upon M. N E tau by M is written as mu. The N mu E is the formula for conductivity or specific conductance. Conductivity or specific conductance. So with this we come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much. God bless you.